Hello everybody, this is Kenneth Marks of the Ancestor Hunt. Today we're going to be taking a look at a wonderful site of free newspapers available for you to search online from the state of Virginia. This is provided to you by the Library of Virginia. There are 41 titles from the mid-1860s through the early 1900s, and there are about 300,000 pages. So without further ado, let's take a look at how we navigate this site. The URL is virginiachronicle.com, as you can see, and on the home page there are features pages and a simple search box, and you have the ability to browse by title or by date. Down here you see top text correctors, and up at the upper right the ability to register and log in. Why is that important? This particular site and its underlying software has the ability for those that are registered to actually improve the OCR text that comes out of the scanning and OCR process. So, since these are older newspapers who don't scan too well sometimes, you have the ability to change the text and assist future researchers, including yourself, to find things much more easily. But again, that requires you to register and log in to do so. I have done this with other state sites that use the similar software. I do not have a number of relatives or ancestors in the state of Virginia. I just have a few, so I have not registered for this particular site. But if you do have a number of ancestors and relatives in Virginia, I would advise you to do that so that you can help the next person. So let's go look at the number of titles that we have. Again, as I said, there are 41 from the mid-1800s to the early 1900s, and let's proceed to do a search. There are two kinds of searches. There's a simple search and an advanced search. I typically do an advanced search, but I do want to point out one little neat feature. It actually saves search history. So if you've done searches in the past, you can redo those searches in the future because it saves them. So what you do here is you can enter your search term and hit search. Let's look at some of the other options. You have the ability to display the search summaries either in text or images. We'll choose images, and you can do 20, 10, or 50 results per page. You have the ability to have a to and from date search limitation. So if you just wanted to search for, say, 1860 to, say, 1866, you could do that and limit the searches that way. I typically do not do that, so we'll just switch this back to search all of the years, and you can search one or more of the individual publications by clicking on one, holding the control key down, and picking others. Again, most of the time I search all of them, so I do not click any of them, I just click all publications. So let's type in a search term and see what comes up. As you can see, there are two hits, and here are the search results in the middle. On the left it tells you the publications, the category, and the decade, word count, etc. You can sort by best match first, title, category, publication title, or date. In this case, since there's only two of them, it doesn't really matter much. But if you had hundreds or 1,000 results, you might want to reorder things in a better fashion for you to find it. So let's take a look at one of the results and see how it displays. Here is the page from one of the results. As you can see, it highlights in yellow the search term that I entered. Now, if I wanted to save that article, this is where you've got a couple of options, and I will show those to you. But prior to that, as you can see on the left, these are the text that came from the OCR process, and you've just scanned through it quickly. You can see that a lot of the words are misspelled. Again, that's because probably the scan of an older newspaper such as this did not result in great OCR quality. But again, if you register and log in, you have the ability to fix that for future searches. So let's get rid of that so we can look at the entire image, and we'll center it here. If I wanted to save that image, I probably would want to make it larger. Over here on the right, we've got zoom buttons, and here we go, and there's the article here. So if I wanted to save that, I could use my snipping tool on my computer, and I could save it like so by drawing a box around the article. There we go. And I could save it. I would do a file save as and give it the proper name, etc. But what it would do is it would include the yellow highlights in the article that I saved. And I really don't want that. So, although you can save an article that way after snipping it, if you don't mind the yellow highlights, in fact you may prefer them, you can do it that way. But there is another way to do that. And what you do is you right click on the image and you can in fact download the entire page in PDF fashion. And I'm going to do that right now. I'll save it to my desktop. It's doing that now. And let's bring that up. That was 326, so let's do that. And it'll bring up the entire page. I happen to know the article is right down here. So that's one thing you're going to want to keep in mind is where is the article on the page when you actually save the entire PDF. Let's blow it up some and let's find the article. And there it is over on the right. Let's bring it up a little bit. There we go. And there's the article there. And you notice the highlights for the term Bronhardt here and up here are not in yellow. So that's my preference. So if I wanted to save that, now I could use my snipping tool. And I could save the article there, and there you go. I've got the entire article. It does not have the highlights, again, my preference, and I can save that to my computer, included in a blog post or in a book or whatever I wanted to do with it later. And that's all there is to it. So that's how you save articles. I'll close this. I won't actually save it now because I already have it. And let's go back. First we're going to close this PDF, and this is the image that came up. And let's go back. Again, if I wanted to look at other search results, I could do that. You could enter other search terms, etc. I'm not going to bore you with that. It is really quite simple. You enter your search terms, do a to from. If you want to restrict to the actual limit of dates, you can limit certain publications, or in this case I've selected all. And you've got the ability to refine a search. Let's just do that really quickly. And if I just wanted to refine it to the Clinton Valley News, there you go. That's the one that I actually saved, and I can do that after I get my results up. So if I've got hundreds of results and I wanted to restrict it to a certain newspaper, if I hadn't done it in the original search, I could do it that way. So my friends, that's basically all there is to it. It's really excellent resource. It's got a very nice navigation. It's easy to use. You can browse or you can search. Again, you can fix the text from the OCR process if you like by registering. I like this one. This is a really easy site to use. The only thing you need to be concerned about is how are you going to save the articles, with or with highlights, and I've showed you both methodologies, so you can choose which one you want to use for your own purposes. This is the Virginia Online Newspapers, 300,000 pages, a great site to use, fast, easy to use. I encourage you to give it a try if you've got ancestors and relatives in Virginia. And my friends, that's all there is for the Virginia Online Newspaper collection. Give it a try, you'll like it, and happy hunting.